if you can, maybe give us a note in Zoom. Okay. Because I don't have the stream up.
I would think that would be distracting.
Is that stream link going to be posted anywhere? Thank you.
I dig and I give my life to the EOD. Give my life to the EOD. I dig and I the deep ones know what is best for me.
We are live.
Excellent. Well, it is April 12th in 1926 and about 8:15. You're all aboard a ship, the SS Essex, and you are traveling past Folly Point in Massachusetts. The sea's been rough as you all have been making your way to Rockport for various reasons. And it seems as though everyone is standing aboard the deck of the ship or at the portholes or at the windows looking outside. They're a bit worried because the crew is running amok because it seems though that the lighthouse has gone dark at Folly Point. The ship makes a strange noise as all of the players that we all have here. We have got Alexander, Stuart, Lavender, Bert, Sam, and Theodore all gathered on one edge of the ship as everyone is on the starboard side, which is also the side of where the lighthouse should be. And a loud noise. It sounds as though that metal is tearing away from the ship, and the ship lurches and lists a little bit. Now, you haven't really gotten to speak to each other or know each other, but you recognize that the ship is getting lower and closer to the water. What is it that we are going to do?
Well, I'd like to look over the side and see if we've run aground something.
You have hit it. It seems though you have hit a very large rock.
And we are going down? Or
yes.
Is it
it's because the ship has been tossed away from the rock and the rock formation, and you're still traveling a bit.
Okay.
There are bells ringing.
To the lifeboats.
I grab my research and head to the lifeboats.
I check on the captain. What is the captain doing?
The captain is yelling for people now to get to the lifeboats, to get off, and some of the crew members are motioning folks into different lifeboats. There is Theodore. You're on the same side as these folks on the starboard at the lifeboat, and as being a member of the crew, it may be a good idea to kind of, bring people over, or you can hop on the boat and say bye, guys.
Shuffle them around, women and children first and whatnot.
I will scurry over to the lifeboats. I don't fancy taking a dip. It looks very cold.
I've swum in colder. It's not enjoyable. And I make sure that I'm helping everybody onto the lifeboat, but I will be the last one on outside of the crew.
Okay.
Lavender's clutching a sketchbook tight to her chest, trying to keep it from getting too wet, and she's got a little bag with brushes and things on her back.
So, I forgot to mention, there is one house rule that I'm going to include. I'm going to use the house rule from Delta Green for luck. Luck is a straight 50% shot, 50% chance. So, if I have you make a luck roll, you can spend luck, but we'll talk about that later on for your rolls. All right. So, you're ushering the folks onto aboard the life raft. A life raft, it is a lifeboat. It's not necessarily a blow-up raft at this time. It's made of wood. It starts to get lowered or the lowering begins, and Theodore and Alexander, you both are ready to go, and the ship seems to make a very sudden and jerky movement, nearly throwing you to the ground. I would like both of you to make a luck roll, as the rest have all filed onto the boat. All right. So both of you are pitched overboard, and both hit the water at the same time. You see the lifeboat as you pass down, as you fall and hit the water. There's a splash, and both of you are swimming against the current in the waves, and the waves are high. So that leaves the four of you. The rest of you see two of your fellow passengers and the crew ending up in the water.
Is there a life preserver to grab from the boat?
Exactly.
Yes, there are life preservers for everyone in the boat. The seas are quite rough.
There's no roped life preservers or anything like that.
There is a tube.
If we're close together, can I swim over to him, or?
Yes.
All right.
I will go for it first.
Should I roll a swim check here?
Yes, please.
Oh, be careful. Please don't drop the boat.
The boat hits the water right as soon as you say that, and the ship, the Essex, kind of moves a little bit further away, and you notice it's starting to list the opposite direction and sink. Hopefully the others have gotten off well. There's a bit of a fire going off in the aft section of the boat. Theodore, you do quite well in your swimming.
So right. I'm gonna swim over to him, try to hook him with one arm, and cooperatively tread.
I will likewise see what Theodore is trying to do, and instead of fighting, which knowing it could get us drowned, I will then do kind of a co-op breaststroke with the sailor who is kind enough to swim out.
All right.
And I will try to throw them the. Is the tube attached to a rope, or is it just a tube?
The tube is attached to a rope. Yes.
Fabulous. Then let's two of us try to throw the tube as far out to them as possible. Is there somebody else on the boat that can throw it with me?
I can help.
All right. Do we need to anchor the rope so it doesn't just fly off?
Perfect.
I'll hold on to this rope.
All right. There is a throw roll. Now, the throw roll, on your character sheet, there is going to be a... Bear with me.
There's going to be...
Regular. Verbose.
Verbose.
At the very top.
Yes.
Go ahead and give me a verbose.
Verbose throw row.
Yes.
Throw the rope.
Awesome.
Hey, look at that.
Excellent. So you heave the ring at them, and it lands not far away. It actually close enough for both of them to catch. Or
I shout for them to point in case they missed it.
Okay. It splashes right in front of the two folks in the water.
That looks like our lucky day.
Yep. I will kind of release as I grab out for the rope for the front end of the tube. Release Theodore.
Okay.
Let's haul him in.
I find this really quite inspiring, and I'd like to try to sketch this act of heroism that I'm witnessing. It's very dark and really rather wet, but I'd like to try.
Okay. You start to scribble down or to draw up something. If you want to see how well you capture the scene, you can go ahead and make a sketching roll.
Mm-hmm.
I will try to make sure that I show her my best side. Oh, she got the other side.
Ooh, inspiration for later, I suppose.
The rain is not helping with the paper. It's causing a bit of. You thought it might add some flavor to it, but it seems to be causing more harm than good. The two folks that were in the drink get pulled to the edge of the boat and are able to climb over with no problem. The rain seems to settle a bit, and you see a few other lifeboats heading off in another direction. And your lifeboat is very close to shore. You're all in some form or fashion nice and wet. It's not necessarily the most comfortable, but that's where we're at now. And you see the island is nearby.
I will start swimming towards shore in the rough waters with the tow rope.
Okay.
But I now take as a tow rope.
All right.
We got oars.
Yeah, why don't you get into the boat? You're gonna freeze out
Well,
there.
how close are we to the boat? How close are we to the boat?
To the boat, they're able to pull you to the edge of the boat.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
And you can get up into the boat with no problem at all.
Okay, then I will get into the boat and
Get out of the water.
Swimming. Yep.
Otherwise, you'll get hypothermia or something.
That takes minutes. It'll be fine.
All right, everyone grab an oar.
Row towards the land, I take it.
Turn around first, then row towards the land.
Are we the only people in this boat? The people that are?
Yes, there's the six of you are the only ones in this boat.
Okay.
At this time. So to actively move the boat to shore, the best bet would be to someone to roll a pilot boat roll. Having a crew member aboard is a good idea because they know their ins and outs of lifeboats and other boats.
I'm gonna try to get you guys to listen to me.
All right, go ahead and give me
my pilot boat row.
Oh,
Never mind.
All right. Dylan, you've been rolling great all night.
Yeah.
At least in the
yeah.
Hopefully this keeps going, or maybe not.
No, I'm happy. Good at sea, bad at land. That's what I want.
You row the boat to the rocky coast, the rocky northern coast of this island. You see in the lightning flashes behind, you see the tower of the lighthouse beyond in the darkness. The lighthouse has gone dark.
Yeah, someone's slacked on their job.
But that seems quite dangerous. Perhaps we should get in out of the cold rain and perhaps see what's going on.
Wonder if that might be why we hit the rock.
Can everyone see the map?
Yep. Yes.
All right. So you're able to bring the boat ashore at the dock that's there. The dock is it's not protected, so the water is splashing up and over it, but it is safe, and you're able to tie off pretty easily. Excuse me. Yeah, the lighthouse has gone dark. That is a bit of a concern. Other ships are out there. This is a shipping line.
As we're walking up, Stuart is getting his bearings and nervously with a saturated handkerchief is going through the motions of cleaning his spectacles, but obviously it's not effective. He's just sort of like a nervous habit.
Alexander, as he's taking up kind of the rear of the pack, whoever is kind of back there near him hears him whisper, "You may have gotten me this time, but I'll be back, mistress. I'll be back."
So this is the first time that the six of you have gotten to, have a chance to talk where, the sea's not buffing against the lifeboat that you have. You all look around and it looks as though that we have a wide slice of life. Folks that dressed fairly well, folks that are dressed middle class, and even some working class folks, such as our seaman, our sailor there.
I'm gonna pull out my hidden flask and take a sip and offer it to everyone else.
What time of the year is it?
Yes.
It's April.
It's cold then.
Yes, it's a little bit chilly. It's April in Massachusetts.
Well, then we should find someplace dry to dry off.
In the lighthouse. Let's go to the lighthouse.
I think going to the lighthouse makes quite a bit of sense. I don't know anything about the light process myself, but at least it would be dry.
Yeah, we might find a drunk guy unconscious.
Bert,
Yes.
the prohibition is in full effect right now.
Oh.
Oh no, that's
That
quite
works,
all right.
though. That
Quite
still
all right,
makes sense.
Theodore. Yeah, you're fine. You have your flask.
I give him a
cheap bootleg rum.
Yes, I give him a side eye with him taking a drink.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull it back away and close it up and be like, it's a seltzer. Don't worry about it.
Medicinal. It's medicinal.
I'm
For
calling
your
it seltzer.
glaucoma?
Yeah, it could be for
I'm calling it
glaucoma.
seltzer.
It does warm your soul, especially after you've been in the ocean for some time. It's a feeling of comfort. You'd much rather be aboard a ship, but now you're aboard land. At least you're not in the water. The lighthouse, like I mentioned, is above. It is up on a bit of a hill, so you would have to trek up. There is a muddy pathway that leads up to the lighthouse itself.
Before we leave the beach,
Mm-hmm.
are there any other people coming in that we should be aware of?
They all went to the other shore, right?
Well, they all went in other directions, actually. Some of them went out to sea. Others were with the current. You don't see any of them coming to shore. You actually don't see any of them pass the waves at this moment either.
Is there a lot of footprints? I think I would be looking around just for traffic to see if there's a lot of people on this that have been on this path, or whether or not it's a single person or a few people.
Allow me a moment here. The path itself, it does have a few footprints on it, quite a bit actually, quite a bit of traffic coming up, and pretty deep in the mud. You're getting an idea that this has been traveled since the rain started, and the rain started earlier this afternoon.
Is there, glancing back, there's no sign of another boat on the dock, right? Is it
No.
just our boat?
Just your boat is tied to the dock here.
Right. So, there's no signals or lights or anything down here at the dock that could be turned on or lit for those who are still in the water to know a safe space?
You do not have any, and you also do not have any flares.
Okay.
There is a bit of a sound of a buzzing coming from uphill.
Let's go up there.
What kind of a buzzing?
Give me a mechanical or an electrical repair, Sam.
Nickel or electrical repair? Gotta find it here. Hold on. Mechanical or, let's see. Mechanical is
The bottom middle, I believe.
not very good. Got close, though.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to give that to you because you got very close. It sounds like
today.
it sounds like it's an electrical generator.
Well, good. That's helpful. For a second there, I was afraid you were going to say it was cicadas.
I don't have
Mechanical.
those. Don't have those here in Arizona. Yay! Not yet, at least. So you guys are trekking up the muddy path, yes? All right.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Bert,
Close to everyone else.
you notice, because you're looking at the footprints, you see that branching off the path, leading to the left, off the path and kind of down, to the east. It looks as though that there are small, muddy animal footprints that kind of, branch off and go off into the brush. And the brush is only maybe about, chest high with some small trees and tall grass. But the rest are distinctly boot prints. And you see that there's a small track as well.
So,
Right.
does it look like rabbit tracks, or is it fox
No.
tracks, or?
They look like duck tracks, but a little bit bigger.
Wow, they must have some rather large fowl around these parts. I'd love to see some in the daylight.
Yeah,
What's
Hey,
with dry
Canadian
warm?
geese. They're a pest.
yeah. It's like a giant goose track.
Let's just keep going. They say any landing you can walk away from is a good one.
I have to ask, as the marine biologist, when you say giant goose track, how giant do you mean? You mean just an overly sized goose track, or are we talking about something really unusual?
All right, so
I suspect water birds would be somewhere within my area of expertise.
yeah, I don't think that would be too far out of your wheelhouse, if you will. Let's see here. What sciences do you have? You've got biology. You've got zoology. Give me a zoology roll.
Okay. Science. Science! Zoology. Oh. Apparently I don't know geese.
No, you don't know geese at all. You don't even. It's a big goose print. Like a big
they're
goose
really
foot.
not marine birds. They're more inland birds.
But whatever you seem to be dealing with, just keep heading in.
Yes, Lavender's going to really quite scurry up this hill. It's really rather cold and dark, and seems like it would be much nicer inside of a lighthouse.
As I scan the horizon, do I see where those other boats are? Are they still in the water?
In the rain and the dark, you've lost sight of them. You think you do see one of them heading north of the island and heading west to land, but you're not entirely sure. You think it might be. So you think that they might be safe, but it's still unclear. Give me a tick here. Lavender, you make it to the door, the front door. The building itself is set up in a north-south type of, actually it's east-west. East-west type of formation. On the map here, it's at the north, and if I ping the map, you should see where you're at, being right about here.
Okay.
And you find that the door is opened just a hair.
Well, this seems like a bit of a lazy decision, but in we go.
Okay.
She'll go inside.
Does anything look like, was there a lock on it or anything that maybe was broken or anything on the door, or is the door just swinging open because there's nothing to keep it from being open?
It's
Or closed?
no, it does have a locking mechanism. It's similar to a house door, so it does have a keyhole and a doorknob. It was just open at that point. It is dark in here. There is a little bit of a buzz, and from the light on the outside, you do see that there are a few buttons on the wall that might illuminate the hallway.
I'd like to start to push the buttons.
Okay, you push the button. You hit the button and it lights up, and you see that there's a long hallway that leads to stairs leading up with doors on either side, 2 doors on each side, and it is nicely appointed here. There is wallpaper with some paintings on the wall. It's give me a second here. Like I said, it's nicely appointed. This is where some people live. Ahead of you there.
Look at the paintings.
What's that?
Can I look at the paintings?
Oh yeah. The paintings, you're not sure as to who's worked on these paintings. You're not familiar with the name.
As the resident painter, do I recognize anything particularly interesting about these paintings?
So the paintings on the wall here, these are landscapes. They look as though that they are from this area. Possibly someone that lived here, or they commissioned the painting for it here. There is, paintings of the lighthouse. There is the paintings of the sea, which you can kind of, you'd take a guess that it might be from the dock here. Those are the 2 paintings that are in this hallway itself.
I'm gonna give a quick bang on the door. Hello, and then I'm gonna take off my boots and my socks and go looking for the living space.
Okay.
Does anything look amiss? Does everything look like it's in place, or does anything look like it's out of place? Things disturbed, or something on the floor maybe that shouldn't be there, or drawers that are opened, or
there's
anything
my
like
boots.
that. Hey, there's some boots there.
Give me a spot hidden roll.
Okay. And that will be under. Let's see.
Alphabetical order. It is in alphabetical order. I got it right here. Sorry. I realized when I said alphabetical order, that's going to sound condescending. No, everything should be in alphabetical order, although sciences break down. All right.
Okay, and spot hidden.
Well, no, you rolled the spot hidden, so you got a 30 out of 65, which is a hard success. That's excellent. So Theodore put his boots in a boot tray, and socks over the top of them, and you notice that there are some boots there, 2 other boots as well, and a pair of indoor shoes that are right next to the tray. So you could possibly slip on those house shoes if you want. They might be warm and comfy.
Is there just one pair of indoor shoes, or are there multiple pairs?
There's 1 pair of indoor shoes left.
Yeah. I walk in and I look at Theodore, who's already taken their boots off, and I will put my boots outside and let the rain kind of fall on it, and then kick them against the outside, knocking the mud off, and keep my boots on.
Okay. Bert.
Yes.
You're looking down, and you see about halfway up the hallway up here, you do see that the wood is splintered a little bit in 2 spots. And as you get a little bit closer, you notice that there's 2 bullet holes in the wooden floor.
Oh my.
And further ahead, underneath the door that opens in here, you see that there is a pool of blood.
Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we have a crime scene here. I'm going to ask everybody to not move around very much, and I point out.
Oh no!
Well, I pull out my badge at that point to you and say, "Sir Burt Macklin, FBI."
FBI. Well,
right.
all right then.
Is this your jurisdiction then?
Wherever I'm at is my jurisdiction.
Well, you don't. Very well.
Careful, he might give us jaywalking tickets.
Is that what they do here?
Well, listen, if we don't, he points out to the blood right there. Says, "Look, there's going to be a little more than jaywalking going on here. I don't think this blood is here because somebody jaywalking. Plus, there's 2 bullets in the wall."
Well,
Lonely lighthouse men tend to be pretty stupid.
Are you armed, sir?
I am.
Okay.
Good.
Well,
Then we should be fine.
well, that's a bold statement. But I think
He
staying with the
goes
person-
first in case the murderer or person that did harm is still here.
I like that. I think also we should probably get the light up and running quickly, lest we get visitors, more unintended visitors.
well, it
With
does
that-
seem that if we get the light on, we're going to attract a lot of attention, but I suppose it would keep any more ships from crashing. It's the right thing to do.
Yes.
Hey, you know how to work one of these?
Absolutely.
There's usually a switch that's on and a switch that's off.
I hope so.
It's a slightly more complicated than that, but not by much. But yes, let's head up and see if we can turn the light back on.
There's the sound of pots and pans crashing further on in the hallway off to your left.
I pull my weapon.
Okay.
I duck behind him.
I'm going to stand quite far behind him, yes.
Okay.
And
I'll
I
stand
see
with my
there, it's
bird.
probably just a drunkard.
I'm still hanging out by the front door.
I'm going to
Indeed.
slide down the wall a little
Okay.
bit, just and I'm in my black suit, black tie, white shirt, and my raincoat. Just kind of sliding down the wall. I got my fedora on.
It occurs to me that we probably didn't need to see your ID.
If there was a uniform, he's wearing it.
That's correct. So I slide down the wall with my firearm in hand, and is it coming from inside the right or the left? The room on the right or the left?
left.
Or the left. Okay.
Yes, behind by the room that is that's showing a little bit
Okay.
of blood.
I
Can
All right.
everyone see? Can everyone see the pinging on the map?
Yes.
So I will then slide to the edge of the door frame and see if I can't take a peek around.
Okay. It looks to be the kitchen, and at the doorway there, you don't see anything there, except for a pot, like a sauce pot, on the ground, and another pan that's been kicked off onto a little island next to the stove. There is a kettle of water on, and it starts to whistle.
Anything in this pans it looked like food was cooking, or
No.
was it just empty pans?
It's just an empty pot. And you also notice that there is a door open on the other side of the room that leads outside.
Okay.
Bet your mistress just ran off.
Mr. Detective, sir, I don't know if this is, okay, but if there's time, do you think we might put on, I could pour us some tea. It is rather cold.
It's Agent Macklin, ma'am, not a detective, but yes, please go ahead and feel free to make us some tea.
Right. Are there cups around or any types of tea, coffee,
Yes, there
anything
is.
that would go in water?
There is tea. There is Earl Grey tea and London Fog style tea, as well as a very nice set of service for 8.
Delightful. She'll serve everyone up some tea. We can take it on the go. It's not our tea set after all, and we can take it with us.
Is there anything on the floor that would represent a weapon of some kind that maybe is near the blood at all?
Yes, there is the remnants of a chair.
Okay.
But no body.
No body.
So
And,
we scared a mistress who ran off and hurt herself on a chair in the process. Real crime scene you got here.
It's a
You
lot of
know,
blood.
I'm not liking your attitude, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm very
at all.
confused at how a mistress leaves running off through a chair leaves bullet holes behind.
Those
Very-
are probably months old. Come on.
Let's leave
raises a
the
very good
detective work to
question.
the professionals, okay?
Yeah,
How-
sure, whatever.
How recent is the blood, and is there a smell of gunfire?
So you don't catch the smell of gunfire where you're at. But give me a first aid or a medicine roll. I'll even let you roll biology.
Okay. I'm better in biology than first aid.
All right.
I know blood.
You know blood. It's fairly new. It's less than an hour old. And there's
Okay.
quite a bit.
And the bullet holes are in the wall nearby.
You know, this blood doesn't seem to be human blood. Like, it looks like somebody maybe gutted a fish here, or a pretty large fish.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I will take a closer look. Are there scales?
Give me a spot hidden roll.
Spot hidden.
All right. While you're doing that, let me find out what's going on with everybody else, because there's been a
sure.
lot going on. You know, kind of fast and furious here. You know. So, Stuart.
Yeah.
What is it that you're doing? What's going on here? What are you doing?
I am shakily drinking a cup of tea.
Okay.
And I would like to look at this chair a little
Okay.
more closely. Can I spot hidden on the chair?
You don't need a spot hidden on the chair. What is it? What are you trying to find out about the chair?
I want to see if I can determine, like, the amount of force, maybe. Like, how thick is this chair, and maybe what it would have taken to break it. I don't know if my...
Well, we're not.
off from appraisal, but
It is a higher quality wood. You know, looking at the kitchen set, I'm not going to have you. You don't need to roll to. It's you know, fine quality, sturdy quality. Not fine as in being you know, very expensive, but sturdy quality. And it looks as though that someone used this chair as a bludgeon, generally over their head, maybe WWE style, and gave somebody a pretty solid smack.
no. Yeah, I convey this information to the rest of the group.
Okay.
It looks as though someone has struck someone else with this chair. Used it as a club, basically. Yes, foul play all around.
If I look at the bullet holes in the wall there, can I determine what type of weapon possibly made those holes, or whether or not the bullets are still in them?
So it was in the floor, not in the wall.
Oh, the floor. Sorry, in the floor.
That's okay. They have been buried deep within the floor. It's a small caliber handgun, maybe a 38.
But like a service revolver of some
A service revolver, yes.
Okay.
Not a hand cannon, but a service revolver, maybe from someone military or police officer, but nothing exceptionally out of the ordinary.
Right.
Well, based on the information here that you're all talking about, it seems like there was a bit of a tiff here, but nothing that seems particularly concerning for us. I feel like we should just continue our way upstairs and stop if anything comes up on the way.
Is there a light switch in this room 8 section?
Here?
Yeah.
Yes, actually, if you click and hold on your mouse in the areas that you like, you can also ping.
Sweet.
Yes, right there. There is a button for light, and if you hit the button, you hear the cackle of the electricity, and it only enlightens, you know, this general area itself. So not all the way up the stairs, just about halfway up.
All right, I'm gonna go search for a torch, flashlight, lantern, whatever.
Okay.
Probably in here.
I'm going to. So, before you get to that point, since you were moving into 8, as Lavender is starting to serve tea, I will come forward from the front door, and seeing that is the door that is kind of farthest away, like it's opposite of where the bullets were and the blood and stuff. I'm going to lean against. Is the door shut or closed? Or is it shut or open?
The door is open.
Okay,
open slightly. It's not like wide open. Just it's slightly ajar.
While sipping tea, then I will kind of glance in and be nosy, honestly, and just kind of like see what's inside. And if the other doors, doors for, I would look at them in order of 7, 2, and then 4.
Okay, so you're going to check out 7 first?
Yep. If the door's already ajar.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So you make it to the door, and Theodore is not far behind you. This room is the larder. You see that there's all kinds of dried and canned foods. There's pemmican. There's preserved foods. Enough for someone to be here for a few months. Theodore, you do see that there are 2 electric torches, the handheld ones with the large deep cell batteries, on one of the shelves. So they weigh about 6 to 8 pounds.
Perfect.
So also good for home defense if necessary.
In a pinch.
I will grab one of those, and then head towards number 2. Then
I will grab the other one and start heading up the stairs at a very leisurely pace.
I'm also going to go upstairs.
Okay.
Or I follow everyone upstairs. Can I take a part of that chair, like your leg?
Yeah. You the piece of the leg actually
Can I equip it?
has 2 has 2 nails sticking out of it. That looks as though that might have been utilized as part of the attack as well. So you're now holding on to a possible murder weapon, but that's okay.
Splendid.
dun dun dun.
So put that down. You could get your fingerprints all over that.
Fingerprinting
Already
is
all over it. And
Oh, it's not a thing yet.
not really a thing yet. It's just started.
It's just
yeah,
started.
fingerprints. I'll rub them out. It's fine.
All right. So you start to make your way up the stairs, and the metal staircase creaks with each step that you take as it travels, as it spirals up, as it gets closer to the top. There is a bit of a wind blowing here, and some rain coming down. Normally, you would expect this to kind of be almost enclosed, but it seems that something's gone wrong upstairs.
I still have my
Before
weapon
stairwell,
gone.
isn't it?
Okay, who's leading?
I think I am.
Okay.
Yep,
I
he
can
is.
torch, and I don't
Got
care.
I will be bringing up the rear with
All
my
right.
torch and my tea.
My torch and my tea. That is such a 1920s thing or a Lovecraftian thing I've ever heard. You make it into the Lantern Gallery. So the Lantern Gallery is the next stop before the very top. There is quite a bit of glass and oil here. There are some glass panes that have been hauled up like spares, and there are jars of oil. There is a pulley system that runs down the middle of this that you really didn't see beforehand, because they've actually carried it all the way up to the top here. There is one more area to go to get up to the top, and as you crest into that room, ahead of you, you see that there is shattered glass all along the floor, and two men lying face down. One of them is outside in the rain on the balcony, and one is inside.
I check for pulses.
Yeah, I'm a freeze up.
Yeah, dead body. So you head over to the one that's inside. He does not have a pulse. You gonna roll him over, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can help roll him over if you needed assistance.
Yes, please. Just be
Right.
careful.
So I'm not sure if you heard, they went up to the lighthouse. They're at the top of the lighthouse now. So you flip him over. Stuart, this is your friend George.
Gasp.
Because this is not something that most folks are used to. Everyone except for Bert, give me a sanity roll.
Done that.
And find my sanity, Dan.
Perfect. That's just how I was role playing it.
Okay, good. So Alexander and...
Where do I find the
Wait.
sanity? Sorry.
That's okay, it's at the top.
I've lost my sanity, Dan.
I've quite
It's
lost my
indicated
sanity. Here we
like
go.
hit points. So
Indeed.
where's it?
Thank you.
Oh, it's up on the top. That'll do something.
Not a problem.
All
Hi.
right. So Alexander and Theodore, this scene is very unsettling to you. You're not sure as to what, how it's really going to play into things. I need for you to both make a intelligence roll. Let's see if you kind of grasp the horror of it. So,
Alexander starts rattling off in French, and if you don't speak French, you're not sure what he's saying, but you're pretty sure it's not good.
but your brain doesn't really grab onto the severity or the horror of what's going on there. So you don't lose sanity points here.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
It's a two-step
Victory through failure.
Yes. Your brain, it's your brain self-defense mechanism that is like, nope, we're not going to process this shit right now. We'll process it later on. So it does. It's almost like a in-game mechanic of repression.
Can I go check out my friend's corpse?
Yes, you can. I would actually presume that you would have done that.
Just so it's explicit.
Yeah.
I kneel down beside George and I rummage through his pockets.
Okay. He has underneath his shirt a heavy purse. It's made of suede and it's tied to a leather cord. He also has a service revolver, very much like a Western six-shooter, is firmly in his hands. His hands are still warm.
You always should have warm hands. Can I try to do everything that I'm doing, like, sort of overtly, sleight of hand, like I'm just like, oh, George, my friend, but, like, I'm really, like, just trying to get the stuff that I know is going to be there?
Sure.
Sleight of hand is very good.
And that
Is there any sign that he knows who that is? Is he giving off any sign that he knows?
Yes, he actually said he said his name.
Yeah, like, I'm not trying to be,
yeah.
like, secretive that, like, I know this person. And I'm trying to, like, use that as, like, a distraction from what I'm...
All right, so give me a sleight of hand roll.
Not my best.
Not so great there.
Everyone
That's okay.
sees it, but
Yeah,
I guess I'm just who I am.
he takes a large purse that's on a heavy, thick leather cord from around George's neck.
What do you
What
have?
have you?
there?
What do you have there?
Well, my friend George, he always puts something away for a rainy day, and seeing as how it's quite raining, I figured he would want me to have it. Is there like an equivalent to deception or?
Yeah. Yes, there is.
I use.
So we've got fast talk.
Fast talk. Off my game.
Well, I don't think you're handling this quite well. It's understandable.
What did you say that you and your friend did again? Was he the lightkeeper here?
Oh, no. We were into antiques, selling and procuring antiques.
Bert, there's still another body. What?
Yeah, I was just about to say I was going to go outside and look at that body and check the pulse on that as well.
Okay. So while Stuart's trying to talk his way through this and not doing very well, with Lavender and Alexandre and there and Theodore kind of just dead bodies, man. They were shot. Bert, this guy is wearing like a yellow fisherman's like rubber coat.
Mm-hmm.
And you go to like reach for a pulse, and their neck is kind of sticky, like unlike skin. And then you kind of move them aside, and as soon as the lightning strikes, you actually see he has a fish-like face and large webbed feet. This, my friend, is going to require a sanity roll for you.
Okay. Let's see. Is that a regular, hard, extreme?
So you'll just roll your sanity. So just click on that box itself.
Let's see. Sanity is
at the top.
Strength, appearance, education, power, luck. Sanity. I see it.
Yep.
I see it.
Excellent. All right, you hold on to everything. You're like, now you do suffer one. You do suffer 1 point of sanity loss because this is a mythos creature, so that does go down by 1.
Okay.
So that means that even future rolls are going to be harder to make because it goes down by 1.
Is it part human, part fish, or is it all human, or is it all fish?
So it has bulging eyes. It has the jowls of like a largemouth bass. Its skin is kind of gray. It is scaly. The eyes are sightless, and they're kind of what throw you off the most, is because you've seen people with jowls, and you've seen bloated bodies being gray, but not those eyes. It looks as though that he also has received a bullet wound underneath his left eye, and quite a few bullet wounds to the chest. So there is no pulse. He's just wearing a coat.
Okay, so I was going to say there is no clothes. He's just wearing the coat, but there's no clothes or pockets or anything like that. Are there pockets in the coat?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'd like to go ahead and check the pockets in the coat then for any possible ID or something I would think of.
You pull out a large coin, a large gold coin. It's about 2 to 3 inches in diameter. On one side, it has a triangle with an eye and tentacles off of it, and on the inverse side, it has an obelisk.
Okay. I stare at it. It doesn't ring any bells, I would imagine. Just look. Is it made of gold, or is it made of what is it?
It looks like it's made of gold. Now, if somebody had appraise, or if somebody was an antique dealer,
do I see what he's looking at? I've been eyeing this giant gold coin.
Between us, kind of confronting each other, do either of us see the golden coin?
I will say that yes, everyone kind of sees him pull up the gold coin, especially in the lightning.
Oh, I was going to say, is there any way to do sleight of hand?
There is, yeah. You can roll sleight of hand. Let's see if you succeed and if they see it. Nope, it's right out in the middle. Bert, actually, you go to sleight of hand it because that's close to a critical failure. So you pick it up and it slips out of your hand. And goes tink, tink, tink off the edge of the lighthouse.
No.
What?
Stuart goes, I hear gold.
Was that gold dropping?
That sounds like gold from a ship to me, and I will start heading down as well.
I was just saying, can I scurry down the stairs?
Yeah.
There is something to be said about this. When you flip a silver coin or when you flip a gold coin, one way to test what it's made of, silver will whistle differently than gold. Gold will also whistle, but it's at a slightly different tone. The appraiser hears that it's gold. The silver is science. The gold is almost pseudoscience. But yeah, silver will whistle when it's flipped.
I'm racing Alexander downstairs, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, is everyone going downstairs? Through this time, Lavender's been painting the scene. She's really quite inspired by the gruesome and macabre. It's really been a time, but she doesn't want to be in this room by herself. So if everyone's leaving, she'll reluctantly leave as well.
Bert looked at you and says, "Hey, listen, all that artistry, that's evidence."
Teddy hasn't moved an inch since he saw that body.
Yeah.
I think you should be paying more attention to that scared individual over there, rather than my artwork. She'll return to painting.
Okay.
You lost your video, Paul.
Oh. Am I back?
All right. Yeah, you're back.
Okay.
All right, so Teddy, you haven't moved. Are we going to call him Teddy?
Whatever.
All right. I think Teddy in Massachusetts kind of fits.
Yeah.
You know, Teddy Kennedy. All right. Did I misspell sailor on your character sheet? I did.
Yes.
I
appreciate it. He wrote his own character sheet.
Sorry. All right, I fixed it. All right, that was gonna bother me. So you two are heading. You two are kind of racing down, or the three of you racing down?
I'm racing down as well. I spoke to her in passing and said, "Hey, that's evidence," and then came down.
Okay. So that leaves Lavender and Teddy upstairs.
If they're going down, I suppose Lavender will gather her things with a reluctant sigh, and she'll go ahead and sort of tap Teddy along, and say, "Well, let's get away from here, shall we?"
Teddy suddenly comes back into himself, and you see the telltale signs of throw up, and then he grabs the nearest railing and pukes over it.
Give me a luck roll.
Luck roll, you said?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, Patrick, you know where this is going, right?
98.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Serves me right.
You were great in the water. On land, not so much, just like you said.
Exactly. Perfect.
You know, it's like as though that you've got your land legs and your sea legs back. And you vomit over the edge. You look down and you see that, you know, your compatriots. Well, actually, depends on how they get down there. How long it takes? It's gonna take you a little bit of time, or is it a quick one?
It's a quick one. It's a quick one.
Okay.
If Alexander and I wedge each other into the door as we're trying to get through the door jam at the same time.
Takes me like a couple seconds to realize, you know, that I just did that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really tall tower. Like, we might be running down, but how many flights of stairs is that? I mean, that's 3 or 4 stories, right?
It's
Easily?
8 stories, actually. It's 80 feet.
Yeah, do we need to make luck rolls or dexterity checks, or?
Actually, I would like both of you to roll dexterity, because you're both racing down. Ooh, all right.
Wow.
Alexander makes it, ekes out ahead, and Stuart, your feet kind of give way underneath you on these spiral staircases, and you take the last 30 feet on your behind, as you kind of bounce your way down.
That's over tea kettle.
Yeah, no, just you didn't pitch over. You kind of landed. You kind of rode him down on your butt like you did when you were a little kid, but it hurts. You know, it's going to hurt enough that you got a hit point, that there's a hit point loss, because these are metal steps.
Got you.
From above, as we go down the stairs at a much slower pace, Lavender will just go, he's having a bad day, isn't he?
Oh, I ain't never seen a body before.
Hang in there, chap, it'll be alright.
Don't worry, I've seen enough bodies for the both of us.
So Alexander, you make it down to the bottom. The quickest way out would be through the kitchen.
Yep, going out through the kitchen. Then I will go through the doors, through the kitchen.
Okay.
Ignoring the fact that that's totally where a murderer possibly went. I don't know the full details of what happened upstairs, so running out the kitchen door.
All right. So you make around the corner and you look up to see where it was at, and you're scouring the ground. Give me a spot hidden roll.
Okay.
You're not seeing it, and the rain's still coming down, and you think you hear something snap in the brush not far from where you're at.
I turn on the torch and shine it at the brush.
Okay.
Obviously showing priorities over using the torch to find a golden coin.
When you do, you see a bunch of meaning, 4 or more sets of large golden eyes looking back at you. And they all stand up to full height, and they're a bit taller than the average man. And they're all green and scaly and with the yellow underbelly. So go ahead and give me a sanity roll, as you now see a whole bunch of youngling deep ones.
Oh, sweet.
You're able to hold on to your facilities. Would you like to wheel around and go back into the building?
Oh yeah, I take a couple of steps back and then immediately spin on my heel back in, and I slam the door shut. Probably risking running into Stuart on the way.
Stuart, give me a luck roll as you're about to run outside.
Work here. Should there be something in luck? Should I have a number there?
50.
You may have to kick it into edit mode and add that.
Oh.
So close. So close.
So very close. You round the corner and smash directly into Alexandra, knocking him against the door, and the door closes behind him. And you both end up on your feet. Yeah, you've knocked heads.
You may want to wait until the rain stops. Yeah, sorry about that. It's fine. You'll live. There's I don't know. You just don't want to go out there. It's not pleasant right now.
But what do you mean by that? What did you see out there? Did you find the coin?
I didn't find the coin. There's really big green golden eye things, people, something like eyes, like staring from there, and I think it's safer in here.
There is a window above the stove, like off to one side of the stove, underneath the sink, or above the sink. Excuse me. Yeah, under the sink, above the sink.
I will take a look out the window.
Okay. You see in the darkness outside, you see things moving. You count maybe 5 or 6. Nope. There's 8 things moving outside.
I'm gonna lock the door.
With what? You don't have the key.
Is there a bookcase around we could push in front of the door?
There is a bookcase in the library, which is the room off in the direction more toward the east.
Well, I know a thing or two about closing doors when you have no lock. Let's grab that bookcase, shall we?
Or there is also a table and some chairs. But yeah, you can grab the bookcase.
Anyone want to help me do this?
Sure, I'm with you right now, right?
All right,
Oh,
I'll
grab it
pull
kind of in
Teddy
haste.
along to move this bookcase. I don't know what's out there, but they seem rather spooked, so rather not risk it.
You get to the bookcase and you see that on the bookcase alongside, bunch of books that are there, there are a bunch of canvases with watercolor paintings currently in the bookcase as well.
I will gingerly remove those with the greatest delicacy I can manage, while also moving quickly to move them to the side so we can grab the bookcase.
Okay. All right. So I would like both of you to roll make a strength roll.
You were so ready.
Dylan, all of those rolls are gone. All of the good rolls are gone for you
Love
tonight.
it. Perfect.
Strength.
Mm-hmm. Should be toward the top of the page. There we are. Teddy's mind is just not in it. Like, he's being distracted by everything.
I go to lift it, and I actually just don't have one hand on it, and kind of stumble over into the hallway.
I will slip in and see if I can't, sit him down, or if he's kind of looking like he's going to be passing out or anything like that.
Okay.
Pale white face. Yeah.
Lavender, you pull the bookcase. You show them. So
I have to work out to keep my painting arm strong.
you prop the bookcase up against the door with ease. Yeah, you guys see this woman walk by carrying a bookcase and and puts it down.
Stuart, my apologies. And I kind of whisper quietly, you have the gun off your friend, right?
Oh, yes, of course, yes.
Yeah, we should go turn the light back on and let people know that there's stuff going on. And I start heading up the stairs again. I haven't had enough exercise yet.
I glance
Came all
back
the
at
way
the
down
door,
here.
which is my pathway to this giant gold coin, and then I begrudgingly follow him up the stairs.
You have the purse. You have his heavy purse. Are you going to look inside the heavy purse?
As I'm walking up the stairs behind him,
There's about a dozen and a half of those same gold coins.
I draw the drawstring, tuck it down my pants. Walk back. All
right. So you guys head upstairs. We're splitting the party, which is something I absolutely love in Call of Cthulhu. It's one of my greatest joys because nothing bad ever goes wrong in this game.
No. So who's where? Who's
All
upstairs? Right. Who's going upstairs? Who's downstairs?
Patrick and Alexander Stuart and Alexander are going upstairs. Bert, Lavender, and Teddy are downstairs.
Okay.
You're attending to Teddy. Teddy seems to finally be maybe shaking it in the. You've got a warm cup of tea.
Warm cup of tea. It's helping a lot.
Bert says, "Are you going to be okay?"
I think so.
Well, listen, I don't know what's going on here, but you need to snap to it. We're gonna need all hands on deck here.
What's happening? What happened? Who killed that man?
Well, we don't know yet. We don't. It looks like the struggle between them looks like they shot each other. But we haven't figured out everything. But there's something strange going on outside as well. So we're gonna have to keep our eyes open.
Give me a minute, and I'll help you guys out with the lights.
All right, you gather yourself. You take a nice good big lug. So Lavender, you've got a nice collection of paintings here if you wanted to, and you have a cup of tea. Perfect. I don't have any audio.
We can't hear you.
Nope, not you. Yeah.
Is there any liquor around, by the way? Do I see any bottles of anything?
Not out in the open.
Okay.
You
Did
still
this fix it?
haven't.
Yes.
That fixes it. Yes.
Lovely. Don't know what I did. I will peruse the paintings, but I'm also just sort of keeping an eye out for the door because it's not exactly the best barricaded, and I'm still very unclear on what's up there.
So the first couple paintings, because there's about a half dozen, or there's 6 of them here. The first 2 are landscapes similar to the one that you saw, or landscapes are just the waterscape. The next one is a large. It's a painting of a plinth with a eye in the middle with tentacles coming all off of it, and some writing underneath. It uses blacks and greens and a highlight of purple here, and it looks as though there are people gathered around the bottom of the plinth. The fourth one is it looks as though it's a painting out the window of this room. As you see that there's the window frame and the brush, and it looks as though there are yellow eyes lurking in the brush outside the window in the painting itself.
Quite inspired. What's the 6th one?
A large fish-like creature that has, or a frog-like creature that has a fish-like tail, almost like a tadpole that's growing into a frog. But the tail itself is split. Sadly, we lost a marine biologist for them to tell you that this is unlike any other creature known to man, and to let the players, but not the characters, know that it is a painting of Father Dagon.
Well, it appears whoever was staying here must have been a bit stir-crazy, staying in a lighthouse all the time. They were quite inspired. She thinks these are very interesting. She also does not think anything particular about them yet, but I imagine the interesting ones, she's probably rolled them up and stuck them in her bag for now. She wants to look at them more later when things have calmed down.
Okay. Teddy, next to you, if you put your mug down or your coffee cup down, you see that there is a book on the end table right next to the chair. And it is a antique coin pricing book from 1924. So a few years old, but still a pretty good pretty good reference. And there's also a mug there. What's that?
That could be useful later.
There's also a coffee or a teacup on there as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not yours. It was there, but you can glance over. Yeah, there's a teacup, and it's still a little warm.
I'm going to shake my head, going back with my mistress theory from before. And, that explains half of this stuff, kind of.
Kind of. Depends on what the
If you
mistress
really
that
squint.
you're into.
You really squint.
You're
going to
ride that train all the way to the end, aren't you?
Oh, yep. I'm going to start making my way back up to the top to see if I can help him with the actual beacon.
Okay.
I'd like to go ahead and if I can just move the table and chairs to maybe secure the door a little bit better.
Okay. You move in front of the door. You pretty confident though that she had covered the door quite well.
Okay.
It's not going anywhere. It was a heavy bookcase that was just that she put down. But moving the chairs, not a bad idea. As you come by the window, lightning cracks because it is lit inside here but dark outside, and you see two bright eyes looking in the window with their hands, but their hands have claws covering their eyes to try to see inside.
Do we see that downstairs? All of us see that downstairs?
You see that.
Okay. Well, I draw my weapon and I'm going to take a shot out the window.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a firearms, a pistol roll.
Oh boy.
Let's see here. Firearms skill 1 or handgun?
Handgun.
Roll. There we go. Oh.
All right. You let loose. You pull the trigger, and the glass shatters. The noise of the firearm goes off in the room, and actually everyone hears it. It jars everyone. Bert, you're not sure that you hit, what you drew upon, what you fired at. You think they might have, jumped out of the way or moved out of the way because they saw your hand come up. Upstairs, screen wipe to those guys upstairs. You guys make it up to the top, and your buddy George is dead on the ground. There is the creature outside. Well, there's another body outside, and then there is the light. Are you guys actually up here to fix the light?
As we're heading up the stairs, I will ask Stuart. So, do you know how to use the gun?
Eventually, yes. I mean, trigger, barrel, bullets. Yeah, simple.
Right. Okay. So
no, not
you don't.
especially. No. Do you? Okay.
I do a little bit, but I am going to try to fix the light. So, you can either shoot something if it comes up because those things were terrifying,
Nice.
or let me know and I can have the gun. But I will not be able to handle the gun well as I'm trying to repair the light.
Of course. No, I will. Yes, I will post as a guard while you fix it.
And I will start to try to fix the light.
And while he's doing that,
Mechanical repair. All right. As he's doing that, go ahead.
can I pull out one of these coins and really give it a once over?
Yeah. You look at it. It's gold. It's You've not seen this stamp. You think it might be maybe an Eastern Semitic iconography, but without being able to reference, some kind of history book or something along those lines. This is outside your realm, but the fact that by weight and by touch, this is
Solid.
This is solid gold, and you've got quite a bit.
So, do I, on the mechanical roll, sorry, I know I haven't made it yet. If I want to use luck, can I use that before or after I roll?
So you use it afterward. So you actually buy down, if you miss your roll, you're able to spend luck to buy down to what your ability is. You don't need to.
Right. What is a hard success? Is that
That's like that's like a hard success is like almost like a critical success. It's generally it's half. Means that you've done well.
Okay. Because I am in a rush, I will go ahead and burn the luck to do this in a rush, and spend the 14 points to buy it down to a hard success.
Okay. All right. So that'll cut the time down from 40 minutes to 20.
Okay.
You were able to actually get the replacement lens, which was on the floor below, which we talked about earlier.
Okay.
And it takes a little bit of time, and you pick it up and you heave and get it all going with the missing item. And before you get to that, you hear, "Hey, don't you eat my..." Sorry. Bunny rabbit.
Shoot it, Stuart!
Someone
Shoot
said,
it!
Don't you eat mine.
Shoot it!
And then they
Shoot it!
Whatever it's eating, shoot it!
It's a gold-eyed frog. Get it!
I have a pretty much a zoo here. We've got cat, 5 dogs, a rabbit, a ball python, and a gecko. And right now up here, upstairs, is the time for the rabbit to be running around. And he decided that he wanted to try to eat my post. No, don't eat my stuff. He wanted to eat my my newest delivery package that I got that had my new kilts in it. So yeah, no, bad bun. You hear the gunfire go off from downstairs. And Teddy, you were on your way walking upstairs when that goes off.
All right. I suppose I'm going to bolt around and try to meet up with Lavender.
Okay.
Lavender's first response upon hearing the gunshot is to hit the ground.
Okay.
I imagine once there's been a moment of silence, she's going to slowly creep around and call out, "Detective, sir?"
Yes, Miss Lavender.
Yes, that gunfire there, was that you?
Yes, it was.
Well,
Crazy?
why?
No, I'm not crazy. There's things out there. There's things out there with these crazy-looking eyes and these crazy-looking claws. I don't know what's going on here, but
Wonderful.
Eddie, you're in the hallway, and you see the front door start to open.
What? That door. I'm gonna drop my lantern and push against it the other direction.
Go ahead and give me a strength roll.
All right. Let's see if I trip over that lantern. No, I
Nope.
didn't.
there you go, Teddy. That tea was helping you, buddy.
You run and you push on the door, and something's pushing hard against it. Actually, your initial push pushes them back, but they're pushing so this way you can't latch it closed. But you finally get it closed, and it clicks, and something is jiggling the doorknob, trying to push open the door, and you're holding against it. You see to your left a ring of keys, a key ring, hanging on a hook.
Agent Lavender, someone, keys!
Lavender will attempt to grab the keys.
Teddy has gone monosyllabic.
I will help push against the door and allow Miss Lavender to lock the door.
Okay. All right. So you're able to push. Keep the door closed, Lavender. You're able to. It takes you a couple moments to figure out which key's which, and then you realize these keys might work on the other door too. And it does lock the door, and then you hear the jingling of the doorknob itself. Kind of forcefully, and something pounding at the door.
What is it out there? Did you see it, Teddy?
Oh, no. I don't know what it is. I don't want to know what it is.
Well, I have to imagine it's some sort of a person.
No, he said crazy eyes. This must be like a mermaid. I don't know,
Well,
a sea monster.
Wonderful. I'm here with an unhinged detective, a mercenary of some sort who's terrible at lying, and, well, I'm not quite sure about everyone else yet, but I I think we should all head upstairs regardless.
I'm just a fisherman.
That's all you really wanted, right?
Sure you are, Teddy. Sure you are.
Just a simple fisherman. At some point during all of that, I think Stuart would have called down the stairwell. Is everything all right down there?
Don't worry about us. You'll get that light working.
Well,
I'm working on it right now.
Well, you better hurry.
I
I'm
think
moving
we
as
should
fast as I can. Be
perhaps-
patient.
You at least say we.
I meant we. The royal eye, you know.
Stuart, give me a spot hidden roll as you're standing there and you're talking.
Yes.
Nice. Or
fantastic.
no, I'm not sure which.
So
Probably terrible.
Alexander is putting this large glass lens, and it's about 4 foot wide, onto the beacon itself. And you're still kind of keeping watch. You look over, and you see two hands and a head are pulling themselves up over the ledge of the balcony outside.
Right. Alexander. Good man. How do you feel about profanity?
I start swearing in French and just like I don't care.
Wonderful, wonderful. Shit. I'm gonna start just squeezing off rounds.
Okay.
I really thought someone was just.
Oh, that's not my dog. That's somebody else's dog this time. Sorry.
It didn't sound like a dog to me.
That's the stream sensor working. It just starts barking.
I don't have a gun in my things. Do I just use a handgun?
Yes, the handgun's
And
gone.
then we'll figure out damage. Of course.
Well, that's okay, because as you pull the trigger, you pretty much have them dead to rights, and nothing happens. Like you go, it clicks. Your good friend emptied all of his rounds into the other one.
You can still
Your
use the guns as
your hand-
clubs.
Your handgun is currently empty.
I calmly pocket my handgun, and I pull out my improvised club with the
Okay.
nail sticking out.
Yeah, you grab the club. It was you kind of put it on the ground when you came up here. So yeah, you pick it.
I
You
don't
pick
know
it
how
up.
radiating actions works here, but does it give me a bonus to hit? Not to hit, but to
It would be to damage. Yes, because it would be 1d. It's going to be 1d6 plus 1 if you hit it with the club as it's pulling itself now over. Because
Right.
you clicked and then you were like, wait a second, there was supposed to be a kaboom. Where was the kaboom?
no kaboom, no boom boom. Oh no. I'm. Huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Cue the barking dogs as you're hitting it.
that's what's happening. So go ahead and roll 1d6 plus 1. Do you know how to do that through the dice mechanic on roll 20?
Nope.
Okay, on the
Is
left
it
hand
like
side.
R/.
No.
/R D6 plus 1.
You could do that, or
there.
if you look on the left hand side of the screen, there is a white bar.
Oh, over here.
And you should see a D20, and if you hover over it, there should be D6.
Uh-huh.
5, 6, so you did 6 points of damage to it. Nice.
Did he let go?
That's what we're going to find out here in a second. Because he has to roll strength. Just so everybody knows what it is that we're looking at.
Handsome.
Yes, it's a lovely, lovely, fun creature.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a mermaid.
All right. And so you've smacked it. And actually, so when you hit it, the nail sticks in it, and it starts, and its hands kind of let go, and you rolled well enough that you're able to pull the board back out, but it just releases and falls back, and hits the mud with the thud. Is anybody in the kitchen? Bert, you were close to the kitchen last?
I'm close. I'm close to the kitchen because I had gotten the chairs out of there and whatever. And then I took that one shot in the hallway.
Locking the door, the kitchen door.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys were locking. You guys were locking the main hallway door. Okay, so yeah, nobody's in the kitchen. All right. Otherwise, somebody would heard a splat and a thud as the youngling fell from the top of the beacon. Yeah, Alexander, something's going on over there while you're trying to affix this really heavy piece of glass.
Are you okay, Stuart? Like, I'm trying not to let it distract me too much. I'm just
No.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Okay.
We're
You
fine,
tell me if
dude.
you're dead, right?
How are you? Yeah.
Putting the glass on.
All right. So you're working on winding.
Yeah,
it,
I'm
winding
going
it
to try to focus on the light just as much to be like, we need a rescue as anything
Okay.
else.
All right. Sadly, this is going to take you kind of out of the action while you're doing the work here.
Yep.
All right. Downstairs, the door begins to splinter. Oh, handsome kitty. And you hear glass shatter in the room to your left. The room that you guys are... Yeah, the room to your left. The room that you guys have not been in.
I rush over to that room
In this
with my... Yes.
Okay.
Yes, rush over to the room where I hear the noise.
Okay. This is a bedroom. This is the bunk room, and you see that it's has a couple of footlockers and 3 beds and some dressers. But most importantly, you see the head and shoulders of one of those creatures crawling through one of the windows.
Oh no. Nope. No.
I'm afraid so. Yes, sir.
Nope. We're gonna have to take a shot at that.
Okay.
While he's doing that, if I run into the kitchen, can I find a knife?
Yes, actually, there is a knife in the kitchen in one of the drawers. Pull it open.
I would love to grab a knife.
You have a knife. All right, and so go ahead and roll for damage for me. Do you see where the damage is on the character sheet for the gun?
Under skills still, or is it?
No, it's probably on page 2 under combat.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Dodge build damage. Okay. 38 revolver. Yep.
Mm-hmm. You just need to roll. Oh, the damage. You rolled a 10. All right. So, yeah, you put a bullet into him, and he does not seem to be moving. There is quite a bit of blood pouring down into the window pane itself, but he is now blocking the window pane. These are not small creatures. They're not exceptionally large, but they're not small either. But they are able to crawl through windows. Except this window is now blocked. The door, the front door is kind of cracking a bit at the top as they're pounding into it.
This is where the bookshelf was.
No. The main hallway. So you ran off to the other room, and Teddy is still in this room. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna pick up my lantern again.
Okay.
And get ready for the old baseball pitch.
Okay.
So back here, or I don't remember which button pinks. There we go.
Left button. Yeah, left trigger. All you have to do is just hold on left trigger, left click. So yeah, you're a bit of a distance away. The door opens up with a slam. It doesn't break off the hinges. It just breaks off the locking mechanism, and you see heads upon heads, and they go back 3 or 4 deep. There's a lot of them, and you're gonna throw the lantern at him.
That was the plan.
Do you wish to continue with this plan, or do you wish to make a new plan?
I think I should be making a new plan, unless I have to make a sanity check.
No, I'm gonna say that you're kind of you're not gonna break down in tears right now because you're running on adrenaline.
All right, perfect. Okay. There's still kind of the remnants of a door there.
Mm-hmm. But the locking mechanism is gone.
The locking mechanism is gone.
Yes, it's been beaten out of the door jamb itself. So the door could possibly hold if you push it against the door, like if you push it closed.
All right, I'm gonna tell everyone to run, and then I'm gonna try to drop kick this door to open the opposite direction it's supposed to.
Okay. Let's
At
go
the
with
point where like they're getting through it, you know, like when the door is really compromised, I'm gonna try to use the remainder of it as a weapon against them. Yeah.
Give me a brawl roll.
All right, that sounds reasonable to me. This was a terrible idea in the real world, so.
If he shouts to run, I will run up the stairs.
Okay.
I will remain downstairs just to watch what happens. And I will try to. Oh my!
So you hit the door. You hit the door with both feet, trying to stop it, and pushes the door back, but not enough. You land on the ground, and the door gets slammed against you yourself as you see this horde of these creatures start to pour into the room.
I'm gonna try to. Can I try to run and grab him and maybe pick him up like by his neck and kind of drag him back away from the door?
There's one already over the top of him already. It might be too late. Maybe if you get them to force off of him, you can try to do that.
Let me shoot the one that's over him then.
Okay. Do not roll a critical failure. Famous last words.
Yes. Never tell me the odds.
Excellent.
Hey,
Teddy's gonna live, hopefully.
Roll for damage for me. Okay, 3 points of damage. All right, and you shoot the one, and he kind of claws, and he's clawing down, as he's falling forward onto Teddy. Teddy, we're going to say that it gets a swipe at you before we get into the rest of things here. Come on, roll for me.
I see 71 out of 40.
That's
there
what
we
I
are.
see.
All right, it just didn't populate. So it strikes and misses at you as you're on the ground, and the others are pushing forward, but they really can only get like 2 or 3 in at a time. And our fantastic artist carrying her teacup and a knife is running up the stairs. Are you saying anything or doing anything besides that, or?
Funnily enough, I think she's the only one so far that has not actually seen any of these creatures. She's not entirely convinced that this isn't some sort of weird, elaborate prank sort of a situation. She's rather disheveled from the rain and humidity. She has like big, frizzy, curly hair. Her whatever makeup she had is just run down her face. She's got her knife, and she's just running up the stairs. She's figuring whatever's going wrong, maybe she can get away from it up there.
Okay. All right. You guys that are upstairs, you're still fixing things. You just started to pour the oil, and there is a primer, thing that you have to pump, and basically a switch that you have to throw for the light to go on. Stuart, what are you doing?
Sorry, I had an idea in my head, but as Lavender is coming up the stairs with her knife in her hair, her war paint. Stuart's just not ready for it, and just like, oh, and like as she comes up the thing, like drops his improvised weapon. Is like, oh, after death. And other than that, he's just looking out for any other people scaling the tower.
You peer on the outside, and as the lightning strikes, you see that there is about 40 of them outside the house.
Just like,
yes.
Wow.
And it seems like they're like now kind of moving toward the front door.
Right. Alexander,
Yes.
how's the
What
light coming?
now? It's almost there. You see this thing? I'm priming this thing. Do you even know what that means? Like he's getting very
No, I have no idea actually. Miss Lavender, would you mind? He hands her the stick with the nails. Do you see any odd fellows with big buggy eyes coming over the sides? Hit them with this. It seems to work. And I'm gonna go help Alexander.
Okay.
She will accept this stick. It does seem perhaps better than her knife, but she will also say, Stuart, I don't know if this is relevant, but, well, I did find his paintings. I thought they were just, something really rather fanciful, but, seems perhaps there's some sort of a ritual or a cult, perhaps. Well, I'm just thinking if they get up here, if there's too many of them, perhaps if we pretended to worship them, they might not kill us.
Interesting proposal. I don't know. We can certainly try it.
Well,
Not too proud.
you help with the light, but just keep that in mind.
Right. So, Alexander, have you been in a cult?
So with that, we're going to screen wipe down to the guys downstairs. Bert, you're dragging Teddy. Are you going to drag him into the into one of the rooms, or are you guys going to try dragging him upstairs?
If I can, you talking about Teddy?
Yes.
Yeah. If I can grab
is Bert going
Teddy,
to drag Teddy?
I want to try to start grabbing him and pulling him upstairs. If I can get him down the hallway and up the stairs and keep him moving that way.
All right. Are you going to let yourself be drugged, or are you going to try to stand up on your own? Or
I'm in fight mode, so I'm getting up right here. I'm putting up my guards.
Okay.
I am going to keep going back with him, but, I'm getting to my feet as soon as I got space.
Come on, we got to get upstairs. We're not going to be able to hold this door.
So they start to pour, and go ahead.
I'm going back with him.
You guys are fighting your way back, and you guys make it to the spiral staircase, and they're coming in now. They're wide enough that it's only two that could really reach it. Walk down the hallway here, where it would take maybe 3 people, possibly 4. So they're quite wide, and they're shuffling, but they're still moving pretty quickly as you guys are hauling ass back.
Is that stairwell only one at a time?
Yes.
It's only one wide. Okay, good.
One person wide. Yeah.
Good.
All right. Now with this, it is currently 755 for me. And
Well, here in Boston, it's almost 11.
right. I was going to say, one of the things about this game is sometimes you want to leave them wanting more, and have you guys escape to here, and then maybe someday we'll find out what happens. But I think we're going to end the session here as you guys get to the edge. So just because we run out of time, if we had another half an hour, it'd be sweet. But we do have a little bit of time on stream. So I was told I had to keep to my time window, otherwise I'd get yelled at.
Well,
No,
we're in the
that's a
safest
perfect-
place in any horror movie, right? We're in the top of the building, which nobody can make it to the top of the building.
That's right,
so.
and there's only one real way down.
And only one real
up.
way up, right?
Yes, they're not exclusively the same.
Well, if you've ever seen The Fog,
Yeah.
it could be bad. We'll know, but hopefully these are physical creatures and they can only make their way up the stairs.
I mean, one of them climbed up the side already.
Yeah, we have 2 ways up.
Yeah,
We
that's
have
true.
Really, 1 way down. So
This is like the best in Resident Evil games. You can just fish in a barrel them.
the
It's
bottleneck.
fine. Best situation.
But
There's
he
nothing
only
you could have
has
done
maybe.
better.
Oh, he only has maybe 8 more shots.
Yeah.
We gotta get 4 shots.
Well, it'll clog up. It'll clog up the stairs enough. If they're gonna have to crawl all over each other.
We can start using heavy glass down there, like the puke method,
Yeah.
I support the joining the cult at this point. That sounds like the best way to potentially survive.
No. I'm thinking.
Oh, look,
I'm
you all
thinking.
made it. We're so happy.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm turning. I don't want to be Nick. I don't want to be Nicolas Cage. At the end of the movie, up in a giant thing, being set on fire or anything like that, or drowned in the sea. So yeah, or dragged into the sea.
All right. So, that's going to be where I'm going to end the session. I figure, leave you guys wanting a little bit more, but you guys got a taste of how Call of Cthulhu is run mechanically. There are lots of different types of stories that you can tell. Some folks, horror allows people to, kind of unmask or, tackle different problems. And so, there's lots of ways that people, there's a lot of empowerment and a lot of vulnerability that could be done in Call of Cthulhu that you won't find in Dungeons and Dragons and other fantasy games, because your characters are human and they're going up against things that are greater than them. Oftentimes you're not able to do things by yourself, and you have to, there are teamwork aspects to it, because you're teaming up against a greater force than your own. So that's one reason why, when we were figuring out what games we were going to use, Call of Cthulhu kind of was one of them, at the top of the list that some folks might use, whether you like the system or the mechanics. The mechanics are quite easy. Is most gamers, when they pick up 2 10-sided dice, they can figure out percentages. The basic role-playing system is pretty easy, not really crunchy. And the stories that you can tell, you can keep to the Cthulhu mythos. And the nice part is you can also make it your own, so you don't have to worry about all of the nasty things that Howard Lovecraft espoused, because he was not a good person. He wrote some interesting stuff. I personally don't care for a lot of his normal writing, though he did invoke quite a bit of imagination. August Derleth and Stephen King and Brian Lumley also contributed to the Cthulhu mythos, and so you can always build on that or use it for any other, even generic horror, cosmic horror that you want. So, thank you guys for playing with me. It was lovely meeting you all.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, always feel free to give me a ring. Shoot me a message. I like talking about games to folks, and it sounds like Nate's got a really good program for you guys, and I'm excited to hear and see what you guys do for what you guys are doing for your levels. So, all right, guys. Well, I hope you guys have a good night. We're gonna sign off. I think video support is still with us. All right.
Make sure to subscribe.
Thank you so much, Dan.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Thanks, Dan.
Hit that like button.
Yeah, hit the like button. Actually,
Smash
you know what?
that like button.
I do run a podcast called the Redacted Reports. Please give us a listen. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It is Call of Cthulhu. We do have content warnings up because it is, right, we do dig deep into the horror things, and there is a cult. There's a cult of Dagon. That's why I'm wearing my Dagon shirt, because I got to keep true to the other stuff, the side gig too. So, all right. It was lovely meeting everyone. Good luck and have a good time.
Thanks again,
Good
Dan.
night.
Bye.
Dan.
Bye bye.
Thanks, guys.